Okay, good. Let me read. And you'll find that there is a balance, as the gentleman said. It says here, Responsibility of Light, page 19, Article 13. At the time the light of health reform dawned upon us, and since that time the question have come home every day, am I practicing true temperance in all things? Is my diet such as will bring me in position where I can accomplish the greatest amount of good? If we cannot answer these questions in the affirmative, we stand condemned before God, for he will hold us all responsible for the light which has shone upon our path. The time of our ignorance God winked at, but as fast as the light shines upon us, he requires us to change our health-destroying habits and to place ourselves in right relation to physical laws. Saints, what is this program called? Training the trainers. It is important for the trainers to adhere to light as fast as possible, but as we are teaching the others, the principle that the gentleman say comes into play, where we should bring them in. Am I making sense there? Because sometimes when you're bringing the people in, if you bring them in too fast sometime, you may lose them. Okay? But for the trainers, how fast? Immediately. The trainers have to have things right. You know, but saints, technically speaking, as trainers, are we going to be 100% in everything right away? No, we're not. But our goal should never be that of a rebellious spirit. If someone ever come and rebuke you on something, take the lash. You know, take the lash. Say, don't sit down and bring no excuse. Just say, you know, you are right. Period. No excuse. And hush him out. Take the lash and hush him out. And say, you know, everything that God has given me victory in, I have not backslided on. I'm heading to the next journey. You know, keep that in mind as you're becoming an overcomer. Are we making sense there as we move forward there? Okay? Do you know that gentleman jumped up and when we looked around was having breakfast with us, with our team? I'm going to tell you something. That gentleman motivated me so much because the Bible tells us that his sheep hears his voice. And when they hear it, guess what they do? They follow. And even in the 80s, this gentleman had such discernment that when he read truth, boom, accept, it changed my mindset on how I respond to things when I saw this gentleman. You know the people that say, what's that statement? You know, being in the Caribbean, they have all these statements about old dog can't change. I'm here to tell you, so you can't teach old dog new tricks. I'm here to tell you, nothing tall go so. Not in Jesus. As long as Jesus is in the midst, I'm here to tell you that nothing at all goes that way. Am I making sense there? Good. Let's continue. Saints, God's children will not be using the cheese, the dairy, the milk products, the cheese, the chocolate, you will not be using. In terms of milk, now listen to me, saints. Do you know, and let me go back up to flesh a little. I want to back up to flesh a quick minute. Do you know what the writing says about eating flesh? It says that not everyone can be a total vegetarian. And we need to keep that in our mind. That some people cannot be total. Even Sister White herself could not be a total vegetarian because of stomach problems she was having. The most she could have been would have been a lacto-ovo vegetarian. Okay, so as you teach, just understand that not everybody can. But for the most part, most of us, the majority of us, can be total vegetarian. Am I making sense there? I remember when I made the lifestyle change and I began drinking soy milk, I had the most serious stomach discomfort. And you know what I did? I went to Jesus and I prayed. I said, Lord, I know that this soy milk is good for me and I don't know what my stomach is doing, but this stomach needs to fall in subjection to the laws of health. And saints, I'm going to tell you something. Immediately, listen to the saints, not the next day, but immediately, boom, stomach quiet down. Guys, I kid you not. And you know why I did that? I saw Sister White did the same thing, and I said, Lord, if you can do it for she, you can do it for me. And so, sweetie you, sweetie me. Am I making sense here, saints? So I just want to at least share with you that as I see what the Lord is doing in terms of manifestation in others' life, I can look within my life and see what Jesus is capable of doing. Amen? We're going to break right here, take 10 minutes, and then we're going to continue on. And here's what I want to do. I'm going to go through the rest of the form and so forth. The earlier portion of the form was the most critical. Does that make sense? As we go into the other parts, it's going to make it a little easier. It's going to move along a little easier.